This show is brought to you by United Healthcare because we believe in the power of volunteering.
Hello everybody, Randy Lanham, your host for Project Volunteer. I'm so excited. On this episode, we're going to be featuring the NOMADS. It's an RV ministry. We're going to learn all about that, get our hands dirty, do some projects, and hear some cool stories. Thanks for tuning in. So Ann, it's so very nice to meet you and so good to be here working with the NOMADS. Now, I got to be honest with you, Ann. Not too long ago, I had no idea what the NOMADS were. So tell the folks out there watching, what are the NOMADS?
You are not alone in that question, and that's a good question. We are a group of Christian RVers that travel all over the United States with a mission to be the hands and feet of Christ.
Yeah, I love that.
We have about 700 active members.
Wow.
And we last year did 119 projects in 35 different states.
You are a little bit busy.
We are very busy. We have people out almost every week of the year. And it's just such a joy to do that. We've been in existence since 1988. But we're always needing more members.
I was going to ask you, what if somebody's watching this and they're like, that sounds really cool, I want to become a member. How would they do that?
We recruit anybody with an RV, right?
Yeah.
We want, and then we're looking for people who have servants' hearts.
Yeah.
So
that's simple.
It's just that simple. You meet people. When I came to Loucon for this 3-week project, I knew about 5 of the people that I was going to be working with, and the other 6 or so I had never worked with before. Mm-hmm. But now, after only 1 week that we've been here, I have great new friends that we'll have for life, and that as we travel around, we now have friends all over the country that we can stop and visit with as we do our travels. Most of us, we have our RVs, we love to travel, we want to see this beautiful country, but we want to do it with a purpose. So we call it RVing with a purpose.
So there's a website, I'm sure.
There's a website. It is methodistnomads.org.
Okay.
And you don't have to be a Methodist to be a nomad. It was started by a group of 20 Methodists in 1988.
Gotcha.
So we are non-denominational. We simply ask that people love the Lord and have a servant's heart.
I saw a list y'all had earlier, so do you get to kind of pick and choose what projects?
Everybody, we ask people to just pray about where God would have them serve. Look at the website. There's a list and a description of every agency that we work with. So here at Loucon, there's a list. Loucon shows up, and it shows what kind of needs they have, and what we're doing here this week is trying to help them get ready for their summer camping season. So we're doing some maintenance items for them. We've put up siding on some of their cottages. We've built some new porches. We've built a bridge over a creek. And so we're doing those sorts of things here to help. We're here to help them fulfill their mission of serving the young people that will be here, and everybody else, all the guests that will be here this summer, because of their mission to, they want to point everybody that comes in through these gates toward God.
Yes.
And so we're helping them achieve their mission.
If you had one piece of inspiration to share with everybody, what do you get the most out of this? I mean, you spend obviously a lot of time in this, and you believe in it. I can tell by the way, I can tell when I look at you and hear you speak that it is truly in your heart. God has placed it in your heart. This is your ministry.
Yes.
What's the best part of it?
Oh, wow, that's hard. 2 things. All the people we meet along the way and the friends that we make. And 2, the people that we're able to help, especially when we're doing disaster rebuild work, to just being able to give somebody the keys to their house after they've been out for 2 years because of a tornado or a storm, and to be able to see them walk back in their house after 2 years, and they couldn't do that on their own. Somebody had to help them, and so to be able to just see the joy in their faces when they're able to go back in their houses.
And there's power in numbers.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
I mean, absolutely, somebody can minister to other person one-on-one, but I keep imagining this team spirit you all have, this family that becomes where you're going out and you're serving together. I think you're not only blessing other people, you're getting blessed. I think God honors that. He made us to serve other people, to help other people. So when we do that, it feels kind of cool, right?
Oh, it feels great.
And then you get to do that with a family of friends, so to speak, right?
Yes.
Oh man, that's great.
It is. You know, my mother-in-law told me before my husband and I retired, you can retire, but you don't ever retire from God's work.
Yeah.
And there's, you know, that was just one of those, she's always such a wise woman. And so trying to do God's work, doing for others, it's just a very fulfilling retirement. And I know from my past experience as a nurse practitioner that people who retire and go sit on their front porch in their rocking chair and they don't do anything, they don't live very long. And so being out there in relationship, staying active, building new relationships and new friends, you know, yes, we're trying to help others. We're trying to be the hands and feet, but it does so much good for us as well.
Absolutely. You said it perfectly. Ann, I want to thank you so much for introducing me and everybody else out there watching to the Nomads. I love y'all's ministry. Now I'm looking forward to going out and doing some work. All right?
Okay, let's get you to work.
All right, sounds good.
One of our themes at annual meeting this past year was joy. So we're going to sing a little song about joy before we begin. We've got the joy, 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 joy down in our heart. Down in my heart, down in my heart. We've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart today. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I have the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I have the love of Jesus in my heart. It just so happened God provided a devotional this morning on my phone about joy. Proclaiming Jesus by serving with joy. God has given each of you a gift from His great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. 1 Peter 4:10. Let's keep our eyes open and our hearts ready to serve those around us, whether it's our time, energy, possessions, or finances. My strong belief in serving others is a quality I learned from my mother. When I was young, I remember a time my mother pulled up at a stoplight as I rode in the car with her, and I watched her give to a person standing beside the road. This is my good deed for the day, she said. Her example set an expectation to do good daily. In September 2023, I finally got to take my mother to her home country, the Philippines. And after the COVID-19 pandemic canceled her flight in February 2020, over those 3 years, Mom experienced kidney failure, required dialysis, so we coordinated with healthcare providers for her to receive treatment during her long-awaited visit. By after one of her treatments, Mom wasn't feeling well and needed to rest instead of traveling with me to serve a local church for the weekend. 12 hours after I left that morning, she still hadn't gotten out of bed. I wondered if I should return early since we have no family in town. But then I remembered the house manager. Her name was Joy. And it's really funny, Larry's mom had someone come and take care of her, and her name was Joy, who had been so kind to us during our stay so far, so I sent out a cry for help. Within an hour, Joy came to to Mom, cooked her fish and rice, and took her medication. So God has given each of us a gift, His great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. Then speak as though God Himself were speaking through you. Do you have the gift of helping others? Do you have the strength and energy that God supplies? Then everything you do will bring glory to God through Jesus Christ. All glory and power to Him forever and ever. Amen. 1 Peter 4:10 through 11.
Eric, thank you so much, man, for meeting us here today. Where in the world are we?
We're in Grayson County, Kentucky, in Leitchfield, or close to Leitchfield, at Loucon Training and Retreat Center.
And you all have trainings and retreats and camps, right? And so the Nomads here are doing some work. They're getting ready for camps that you all do this summer? Tell us.
They're getting ready for a little bit of everything. This group behind us is working on our host cabin. So in the summer, that's our media center, and in retreat season, that's where our hosts stay that take care of the different groups.
All right. How cool is it that a group like the Nomads are coming out here helping you all?
Oh, they're fantastic. We could not operate without volunteers. The Nomads are a really key part of that. They do things that a lot of other groups can't do because they've just got so much skill that they've learned over the years, and they do a great job.
I understand they're here for 2 or 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So they're going to be doing lots of work. It's not like not that it hurts that a group would come in here for a half a day or 1 day, but 3 weeks, you can get a lot of work out of them, right?
In 3 weeks, they are going to repair 2 porches. They're going to construct 2 porches. They're going to redo at least 1 and possibly 2 chapel areas, outdoor chapel areas. They're going to build a structure for our grills at our kitchen. They're going to do a lot.
Man, that's amazing, amazing. What would you say to some potential volunteers out there? Obviously, you're running this camp and retreat center here. You have a lot of people coming all year round. There's other facilities that use volunteers and things too. How would you encourage people to volunteer for a place like this?
I'd say volunteering's not about just you and not about just me. It's about us together.
Right.
And I would say when these groups come and individuals come, they find that they're not just serving the camp, they're finding a place of peace and healing for themselves too. Yeah. So it's a two-way street, and I think that in giving we receive, and you get that in practice with groups like this.
Absolutely. Eric, thank you so much. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right.
I'm gonna go get to work.
All right, sounds good.
So Max, thank you so much for allowing me to hang out with you, and you're going to teach me to do some project going on. What are we doing?
Yeah, we're glad to have you here, first off.
Thank you.
Today we've just about finished putting a new porch on this on the media center building here at Loucon. Our last little touch is put a handrail on this step right here. So we're going to cut that handrail and put it up there.
Hey, good timing. I came right at the end when you're just about to finish, right?
Yeah, that's good timing. That's very good timing. That's usually when I show up.
Max, you're going to be my teacher today. Right. So tell me what we're doing.
Okay, so first of all, we've got this board here. We're going to mark an angle here for the correct angle for that. And then Les is going to make this cut. And then we're going to finish up the cut. And then we're going to... do the cut? Sure, go ahead, Les.
All right, Les. Gonna cut her up. Hey, I got my official glasses. Let me put them on so I can be official, right?
Okay, and Kathy, if you'll go up there and hold the board for him. I'll move it over a little bit closer so you can stand in the mud more.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like that. There you go.
Man, that was a good cut.
Very good. Very good, Les.
I think you've done this before, right?
A couple times.
Les is our saw man.
All right. Saw man Les. Gotcha.
And now they've got this board cut. You and Kathy can put it up there.
All right, Kathy, show me what I'm doing.
So
here.
Let's get us a few screws. We've already got a few holes pre-drilled there, so let's put the
So
screw.
can I use one of these?
This one right here would be good.
Okay, this one right here, okay.
So go ahead and get you a few screws started, and that way it'll be easier to put the board up.
Gotcha. Something like that?
Yeah, just get started.
All right, I got mine started.
Well, Kathy's a little bit slow over here.
Well, I had my screws. I probably took your screws, didn't I?
You did.
I cheated.
Okay.
All right, so now.
And I've got a line marked up here. If you hold it, let's go up and hold the board right here on top of that post. It'll be easier for him. And I'll hold this one
All right.
right here.
Okay. We're ready to go, right? Heck yeah.
Got it.
Thank you.
There we go.
All right.
That finishes this project for us.
Really? Well, I did time it perfect. Well, Max, I got to ask you, though, while we're talking, why in the world would you come out here and volunteer for the Nomads? Why do you do it?
Well, because God told me this is what I was supposed to do in retirement.
And you listened.
And this time I listened.
Yeah.
And my mother always said, you never retire from God's work.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you are out here, and how many projects you do a year?
It varies. We work mostly disaster rebuilds, so those can run a little bit longer. But at most, I think we've done probably 26 weeks in 1 year. But now we do probably 3 or 4 projects a year.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, you make friends, don't you?
We
You're out
make-
here doing God's work, hands and feet of Christ, making friends like family, right?
And traveling.
And traveling, getting
Yeah.
to see the country.
Getting to see the country, and just we're so blessed to be able to do what we do.
Yeah, yeah. Amen, buddy. Hey, thanks for your work. Thanks for your volunteerism and being the hands and feet of Christ.
Okay.
And thanks for teaching me how to use this saw here, okay?
That's an impact driver, but
Impact driver. I said saw, didn't I?
don't edit that.
Yeah.
Don't edit that out.
No. We're leaving that. Totally leaving that. The saw. Man, I'm going to be made fun of for a long time for that one. Thanks, Max. Here's your saw back.
Thank you.
First of all, where are we going right now?
We're going down here. This is a site that was built about 70 years ago and had become overgrown. Adam feels like it's real important. He's going to talk a little bit about it. No telling how many thousands of children have come to Jesus at this site down here. So we're refurbishing it and getting it where they can use it again.
Now, we were just talking a minute ago. You was talking about the Nomads. You have a little expense as an RV driver to get where you're going, but then how does all that work?
Well,
let's talk about it. Are we going this way?
We're going to go down this trail right here.
Okay.
We travel at our own expense, and the agencies that we serve typically have RV spots available, or they find RV spots that we can park at. So we're there for 3 weeks at really no cost as far as the RV site. And Nomads, actually, we raise our own funds. At our annual meeting, we typically raise between $50,000 and $70,000 a year.
Wow,
And
that's awesome.
That money is used to reimburse camps for RV sites, as well as we give grants to camps for matching funds. A project like this that was going to spend, say, maybe $2,000, we'll match that so that they'll have the money available to buy material for $4,000 rather than $2,000.
Wow, that's cool.
We have several fundraising opportunities every year. In addition, at our annual meeting, we do a couple of auctions, and it's not unusual for watermelons to sell for $400 sometimes.
Everybody knows it's going for a good cause,
Exactly,
though, right?
exactly.
It's your ministry work.
It is, and in addition to that, we have a one every year campaign called think it's called one-time giving, and people give during that time of the year also.
Gotcha. Well, that's interesting. Well, thanks for letting me know. I think it's important for people to know that
Absolutely.
bit of information too.
Thank you.
Looks like we're here, right?
We are, and this old site, Adam can tell us a little more about it.
Okay.
But we're just going to refurbish this farm so that they can use it again.
Adam, thank you for meeting us out here.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to be honest with you, Adam. I didn't know where in the world we were going. We went down a little one-lane road with trees around us, walked down a path. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell us where we are.
We are at Green Cathedral. We are kind of in between Orchard area, which is a cabin area, and our low elements course. And in the early 50s, when this camp was founded, they built this as the very first worship site. And this has been around for decades, and hundreds of kids have given their life to Christ right here. And it fell into some, dilapidation, and for about 10 years now it hasn't been used. So our dream is to bring it back. There's a wonderful story that Howard Matthews, who was one of our original founders, sat on the original board. When he was having a mid-year appointment, he dropped his son off here, David, to go to camp, and came back to get him at the end of the week, and he said, "Dad, I got to show you something." And as Howard explains it, he was led through the woods and down to this very modest incline of an amphitheater with a really crude lectern standing there. And he said, "Dad, we don't talk here. This is where we worship God." And that was Green Cathedral. And then years later, he had talked to his son in the late 90s when we had done a lot of work here at camp. And David's only concern was, I hope they don't get rid of Green Cathedral.
Yeah.
And so, sadly, in the last 10 years, we haven't used it that much. So we're bringing it back.
Right.
So this
and
is
that's
a
what we're
special
doing here
place.
today.
Yes.
Man, that is great. What does it mean for groups like the Nomads to come and volunteer and help revive this place?
It's invaluable. The connection which we are so blessed to have is really at the forefront when groups like the Nomads come and are able to work and to do ministry in such an incredible, vital way that helps us beyond explanation, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we're all in this for the same reason. You all here at camp, the Nomads here to serve you. You are here to serve people when they come, or children, and to camps, and it's all to lead people to the Lord.
Absolutely.
Right? So the hands and feet of Christ, y'all working together, I think is a beautiful thing, and I just love it.
Yes.
What would you say, you got any words of encouragement to say to any potential volunteers out there looking, maybe not with the Nomads, maybe they're just wanting to volunteer at a camp like this?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I had an email response yesterday I had to send because it's an older church, and they were like, we can't come and do this and do that. And like, just because you can't run a chainsaw or you can't, dig with a shovel or something like that doesn't mean you can't come and serve. We need people that are just resources from their own life experience in business that can help us if we are going to do a remodel of a kitchen. Well, who in your church has been, in the food industry? Or we need a new truck. Who has a connection to an old beat up farm truck that we might be able to use? There are so many ways and so many facets that you can. Yes, construction is a huge part of that. Volunteers in the summer are a huge part of it, but everybody has a place to plug in, and that's the word we try to get out.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for letting us know about this in your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Tom, tell me where we're at, what we're doing.
All right, we're at the Green Cathedral, which is an old historic cathedral, worship area for them, and it has really fallen apart, to put it bluntly. Started to slough downhill, so what we're doing is we've taken all the old benches off where used to people sit, and we're going to take the wood, repurpose it to put in front, because everything's kind of sloughing downhill a bit.
Gotcha.
So this will reinforce, hold everything up. And then across the top, they would like to add 2 more rows of benches.
Gotcha.
Because they've got so many kids here. So they'll add 2 more rows up here and then resurface all of these. We've got all the lumber to put new seats and everything down. Here we've taken out the old altar rail that used to run kind of at an angle, and we'll put a new altar rail in across this timber right here.
Okay.
And put a kneeler right in front of the altar rail.
Gotcha.
other than that, it'll be probably an all-week project for us.
Gotcha.
To
Yeah,
bring all the
it'll
lumber
be a
in
lot
here.
of work here.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, I know we're fixing to get to work. I might do some shoveling or whatever you have.
You're going to join us today.
Yes, sir.
All right.
At least for a few minutes while the cameras are on. Hey, Tom,
all right.
as we're heading over there,
okay,
just tell me why is it that you volunteer and why are you a part of the NOMADs? I mean, it's pretty cool.
Well,
me and my wife, I'm pretty sure we're going to be signing up for it a lot.
I hope so.
But why do you volunteer? Why in the world do you serve in the first place?
Well, I think you've talked to my wife, Joan, and we traveled all over the world. That was our business. We took tour groups around the world, so we love to travel. I've spent my whole life growing up camping. We traveled RV, camping, tenting, and so there's two things. Plus, we want to serve people, want to serve the Lord, and it was just like, what better three things to combine than the NOMADs? So we've been doing this for about 4 years now.
God can use us in any way. He's gifted you all in that way, and you brought it all together to be able to serve other people.
Right, and we have people with the NOMADs that have had no construction skill at all. And they learn as they go. That's part of what we liked about the NOMADs is that our first NOMAD project, we showed up with a drill, you know, but as we've gone on, we have gotten taught, and everybody has everything from plumbing, and it seems like God provides. We'll show up at a project and they'll say, we need some wiring done, and all of a sudden we have an electrician there with us.
Yeah.
So it is a great organization to serve.
Yeah.
We have 700 members, and we would love to have 1,000. So join us.
Maybe I will. All right. So, what do you got?
All right. Well, I think we're measuring to put the 2x12s on the face. So we would like you to pick up one of these boards and go ahead and carry it up there.
Yeah, it looks like a light
I offered you my gloves.
Oh my gosh.
They aren't light. No, you don't have to worry.
Heavy.
Don't have to worry too much. I just flipped that one up. These are just these.
What we need to do is we need to find two that will.
Oh, just flip it up right here.
Yep, that's what we're doing. You see, these will reface all of these. And that way it'll keep these from sloughing downhill on us.
Thanks everybody for watching Project Volunteer. We've had a blast here today working with the NOMADs. You guys and girls are doing some amazing work. I appreciate everything that you're doing. Being the hands and feet of Christ. Have we had a good time today?
Yeah!
Bye y'all. Bye. Remember y'all gotta say bye y'all.
This show is brought to you by United Healthcare because we believe in the power of volunteering.